Stand up, Vanguard!
What's up, Cardfighters? Clark here from Vanguard Central, coming at you with an Amon deck. Our starter is Amon's Follower, Barmaid Grace, probably one of the best starters in the game. So you can just rest it, counterblast 1, and then soul charge 2, and then still have a decent attack number based on the cards in the soul. So she's really good. Grade 1s, we have Amon's Follower Helldraw, just for the ramping in this deck, because this deck is super fast at ramping, and she helps out with that along with our grade 2. Then we have our Stride Fodder, just for striding purposes, because we don't want to ditch our Legion grade 3s or anything like that. We just want to have some attackers on the board. Then one of the best grade 1s in Dark Irregulars is Doreen the Thruster. Gains +3 for every card you soul charge in your main phase. So this card can become like a 21k booster, or just a huge number, boosting your back row columns or even your Vanguard to high numbers. Then we have 4 unflipping perfect guards. For the purpose that this deck does counterblast a decent amount, you want to make sure that you can have some residual counterblast in the later portions of the game, just in case you can't finish your opponent off and you need those extra soul charges. Next we have Amon's Follower Hell's Draw, the grade 2 version, which does the same thing as a grade 1, just for our basic ramping of the deck. Then we have 4 of Amon's Follower Psycho Grave, just to get some numbers in case we need it, if we're pushing for game, and if we're on like the Amon Stride that we'll show you later in the deck. So it's counterblast 1. If you have 6 or more in the soul, you can soul charge 1 and give it +5k. So easy 21k columns that we would like in our deck. So those are the magic numbers. Then we have Amon's Follower Hell's Nail. I would say I use this like sparingly, just in case I really need to gain more cards in the soul, or just simply have an attacker out that can do that for me. So it's very situational of how I use her counterblast. Next we have 2 of Amon Reverse, grade 3. So this card, I don't mind riding it, because if I get the regular Amon in the soul, I get that decent cross ride, and like the skill isn't too bad at limit break. It gets +1 for every card in the soul, I believe, and a crit. So it's not bad at all. Then we have 2 of the regular Amon. I mean, we could change this up to 3 eventually later down the line. In case I'm not liking the reverses, but you know, it's doing decently so far. I haven't really legioned as much as I thought I would in this deck, but you know, sitting on this is pretty much the worst thing because of the 10k base. And then we have 4 of Amon's Leader, Astaroth, which in Legion gains a crit for every 10 cards on the soul, and if a unit's rearguard is retired, then you can soul charge 3 with this. So this is with the card you do want to ride. You know, it does have the Legion ability, so Legion is always good. And normally you can combo this card off with the crit trigger Amon's Follow Garusam. So you just place this out, and then counterblast 1, retire something, and then gain another 3 in the soul. So it's essentially getting +4 into your soul at that point. So that's really good. It ramps really fast. And then onto our triggers, we do have 4 heal, staple in any deck, because we like to heal. Then 4 of Hysteric Shirley. So she comes in clutch sometimes, because you can place her on the field and then soul charge 2 really quick, so that makes your Doreens fat, and it gets you like up to, you know, you mainly want to get to 15 in this deck, but you know, really clutch card at times. And then we have 4 of the Dark Knight of Nightmare land. So our Dijin clone, our Malika clone, but a crit trigger, so fixes some numbers. And then Amon's Followers Guru, whatever his name is, he gets to retire when you place him into the soul. So you combo that mainly with the grade 3, as I said earlier. So really fun deck as a whole. Then our stride is, our first 2 strides would be Love Tempest Kiss Lyra. So she's our on hit. If she hits, you soul charge 2 and you draw for 6 or more. So she's that pressure card early game. I mean, normally if you stop this card early, it kind of sets you back, but if you're able to get the early soul charges off with the grade 2s and the grade 1s, you'll be in great shape. So she normally takes out a PG because opponents don't want you to get that free draw off her. And then next we have 2 of Amon's Talon, Marchodius. Anyways, you counterblast 1, and for every 5 in the soul, you give +3 to 2 units. So this card can come in clutch because your numbers will be fat towards the end of the game, or even early you can just push if they're at 4. So really good card. And then lastly, our finisher, because this is our win condition of the deck, Gilderai, the Chairman Stride. You know, you're just gonna be bashing people in the head with a chair with this guy. So basically, with 15 cards in the soul, he gets plus 10k. You unflip a copy of himself, plus 10k, and your opponent can't guard with grade 1s or higher, and he gets a crit. So, you know, that win condition just puts people into a wall. And I guarantee if you put that behind Doreen and you just start soul charging a bunch on that turn, you're gonna have like a 78k Chairman Stride that's gonna push for game right there. So I mean, hopefully your opponent doesn't sack heal, but you know, this guy puts people in the dumpster. Alright, I hope you guys liked our Amon deck profile. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Subscribe. Vanguard Central out.